We'll start. Welcome back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. A slightly different one today. Yes, we've seen wrestlers. Yes, we've had YouTubers, we've had promoters, under the sun. We have had one musical guest. We have had Mikey Ruckus, who does the AEW theme songs. But what we don't have is people that cover wrestling theme songs, and that's who we've got today. Now, we had this bit of fun off air, so hopefully I'll get the name right. Don't butcher it too much. David Bartolome and
That
Will
was, yeah,
Scarr.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Welcome,
perfect.
boys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for
thank
coming on. It's really appreciated of you to take time out of this ever busy schedule that
yeah.
you guys are having with all of this cover songs that you are doing. We'll get into all that first. But David, I'll start with you. Look, 2025 as a wrestling fan, like, how are you finding all of the change? It's Netflix here, it's ESPN over there in the States coming forward with WWE and everything. How are you sort of acclimatizing to wrestling in 2025?
Honestly, I think 2025 has been great for wrestling. Genuinely, I think it's been some of the best for a while. Under Triple H, I genuinely believe it's gone in a really good direction. And like you look at things like how the Evolution pay-per-view went and things
Mhm.
like that. The fact that women went out there and put one of the best pay-per-views on for the last like 5 years,
Yeah.
like I'm so happy to be a wrestling fan in this time because I just feel like the product's really good, really
Yeah,
good.
it's really getting there. Will, I mean, it's now kind of back to shock factor. We're seeing things like Seth Rollins faking an injury outside, going back to like the early 90s when they used to like, I remember an ECW one where the guy got blinded and he stayed in his home. You never saw him for 3 months and then he appeared and took the patch off. And Seth done that, Will, and we've had the return of Brock Lesnar, a bit controversial, and perhaps a release slash work of Karrion Kross. Is that making it more exciting for you as a fan now? Because you're starting to question it like perhaps we used to 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think so. Like, especially with the whole carrying thing at the moment, like I'm still on a bit on the fence about it. Is he, are we going the same route as we did before, and it's all a cover up? It's really quite interesting to see, but it's just incredible. Like as David said, like the wrestling in the past 5 years has been phenomenal. I must admit, like I the same went off it for a little while, got back into it, and I can't stop now. I know it's difficult in the UK for us UK watchers because of the
Yep.
time, but I do my best to stay up and watch every time with David. So yeah, it's just incredible at the moment.
But also with the carrier thing, like it's
Mm.
kind of like good timing because they've taken his song off Spotify and we did an original for it. So every time we sing his story, our song is on there like 5 times a day because people are just using that song.
It's just really surreal to
It's
see, like
yeah,
someone of like as we we haven't been doing it for that long, and to see someone of that kind of
Mm.
level sharing our stuff and putting it out there, it's just surreal for us, isn't it?
yeah, it's so weird. So weird, man.
Yeah, it's good though. I must admit, because even when a wrestler shares our stuff, it's like, wow, so and so, and having John Cena following us, although we can't see him, and things like that. It's kind of it's kind of crazy, but also brilliant for us to have that. And again, for you guys, and we'll get into the music in a minute because I really love. I've commented on a lot of your stuff at the minute. It's
Yeah.
been fantastic. We'll get into that. But Will, what started? When did you first get in? What was the first thing that hit you about when you started seeing this crazy brand called wrestling?
I started watching wrestling back in the Attitude Era, where my cousins were majorly into it, and that was what sort of threw me into it at a very early age. And people like someone like Kane. Kane was, as a kid growing up, he was incredible, like the
Yeah.
big monster. No one knows who he is, sort of thing. It was that big sort of aura around him. It was incredible, and from then on, it's just taken off, and I've not stopped. I got heavily into TNA when it got to
Yes.
like sort of 2010, 2011. TNA was like my life. I was through and through TNA
Yeah.
watching it, and yeah, it's just sort of escalated from there, hasn't it? And it's just
Yeah.
not stopped.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, big again. We're fortunate to be on the TNA media thing when they do their interviews, and to sit there and talk to some of those guys is incredible. But David, for you, like we'll mention there the Attitude Era, which is synonymous with great music as well.
Yeah.
But sometimes the best music doesn't even need a vocal. If you go back to even the Attitude Era, when the glass, sometimes all you needed was a glass smash, right? And everybody
Yeah,
knew what
yeah.
was going on. And maybe even nowadays with Roman, and I think you've covered a Roman song as well, where it's just that beat. The theme song of a wrestler can sometimes define a character. Do you agree with that comment?
fully,
100%,
yeah,
100%.
100%.
I definitely think nowadays there are some where if the song was different, the pop would be bigger. I think
Hmm.
Zelina Vega's one, she doesn't really get the pop she deserves sometimes, just because when her music hits, no one really knows. And it was evident in one of the Royal Rumbles. Like we'd be watching it, the music would hit, and we'd all kind of like, okay, who's that? Whereas before, you knew who it was. You
Hmm.
just knew.
Yeah.
And I know Fred will get a lot of shit from people, but I don't know whether it's a planned thing with like give the lower mid carders basic themes, give our guys the best ones. I don't know if it's planned. I think they've got some bangers,
Mhm.
um, but it's hard. I feel like after Jim Johnson, there's not there's it's big shoes to fill, isn't it? Like you're never going to be on the same level.
It
No,
isn't.
Yeah.
no, you really ain't. I mean, he was incredible at what he does. I can't. I'd love to find out how he puts a song together. We're going to work out how you put a song together in a minute, but Jim Johnson, absolute legendary in wrestling. Right, before we get into the music, I always say I split the show up, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So, David, my first question, random wrestling question,
Okay.
falls to you, and it's one I like to ask actually quite a lot of them because I get very different answers, and some of them think about it for ages, some of them have got the names listed in the head. But if you had a round table of say four people in wrestling, don't have to be wrestlers, people in wrestling, who would be the four people that you'd have around that table and why?
Very good
So
question.
I think the person like before I watched wrestling, I played the games.
Mm, yeah,
Without knowing anything about the character or anything, the first person that stuck to me was Jeff Hardy.
yeah,
Like his whole like the face paint, the entrance, his move set. He's always going to be on my like top four. Like
yeah,
there were ups and downs in his career, but Jeff Hardy is a massive one for me. I think Jim's got to go in there just for the songs that everyone knows
yeah,
continuously. Oh, two more.
yeah.
It,
I'm,
oh,
I'm treating you here. You get four.
yeah, I know. It's so there are so many people that I like. Bray Wyatt,
Yes, good
100%.
wrestling
Bray
fan.
Wyatt all day long. Um, oh, the last one's a hard one. Oh man. Um, I used to really like Rey Mysterio. Rey
Okay.
Mysterio was one of those. I think because of how small he was. Like I'm not the tall. I'm 5'8", so I'm pretty small.
There's nothing wrong with being 5'8", mate. I'm same height as you.
Yeah, but like when you sometimes I'm like I should be putting on stilettos right now just to get a little bit on. But Ray coming out and being like the underdog, and especially with the whole Eddie
Yeah.
Guerrero, I think when he won the belt, he stayed in the Royal Rumble for like the longest time at that point.
Mhm.
While Rey Mysterio's up, so I think Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy, Bray Wyatt, and Jim Johnson. I think I've got to be my top four, honestly.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
good. Will, your four?
Straight away, Gold Dust. Straight away. He is just an incredible character. Next for me, oh, next for me, it'd have to be. I think I'd have to have early Attitude Era Rock around
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
table,
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Paul Heyman's got to be in there.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Got to have Paul Heyman in there just because he is just the most amazing manager ever. And last, cool, look, Bobby Roode.
Bobby
Bobby
Roode.
Bobby Roode's one of my all-time favorites. There was just something about him. I absolutely adored him. I think he was great.
and his theme in WWE was
Yeah,
top
like the
tier.
whole beer money thing with TNA was
Yeah,
just an
beer money. Yes.
line. I really, really enjoyed that. So yeah, I'd go for that for my top four.
You mean that Bobby Roode was glorious to have
He
in?
was glorious. He was.
That's it. That is. I tell you, I do mind Jim Cornette,
Hmm.
uh,
That's yeah.
controversial. A guy that's been on the show many times, Eric Bischoff. I'll have
Oh,
to
Great
take
show.
that.
awesome. Yeah.
I have to take Paul Heyman
Yeah.
because I need to be able to sit there and listen to him. Wrestler wise, you probably can't see, but that's the Brood tattoo there. The rated R is on my back if it is any gives you
Yeah.
any hints of who
Yeah.
that's going to be. So
Yeah.
Edge would be
I
my
didn't, I didn't even think about it. Edge, oh, yeah, yeah.
Edge.
Tough question, isn't it?
He might actually. Yeah, I think I might swap Ray for Edge because I wasn't even thinking about that, but he was. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
So yeah, you're subbing Ray off and saying you
I
could bring an
think so.
Edge
Yeah, I
Edge
think so.
into the mix. That's cool. We'll give you that. I'll let you do that. So if you could write a pay-per-view song, which pay-per-view would you want it to be on, Will?
Hmm. Oh, that's a tough one. We've wrote a couple, haven't we, for a couple
Yeah,
of different ones. I'd love us to have a SummerSlam event theme. I think that would just be, to hear it constantly being played out over all the adverts, blah, blah. I think that for us would just be an incredible thing to see. I couldn't think of anything
Yeah.
better, to be
No,
honest.
no, that'd be a good one.
You going to add any more, David, to that, or are you going to keep
Uh,
SummerSlam?
I think Royal Rumble, just because that's my favorite. I think
Yeah,
just
mine too.
actual returns and everything, Royal Rumble's just up there. It's always been like I used to sit and watch like every year Royal Rumbles just back to back with my dad,
Mhm.
and they were always so good. Like Titus O'Neil falling under the ring. Like there's so much stupid stuff that like R-Truth coming in and like climbing was it that one he climbed a ladder? It
I
was in
think
a
it
Royal
was, yeah.
Rumble.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff that happens, are just such a good event,
Or when
man.
he tried to be in the women's one. That was
Yeah, yeah. I forgot about yes.
get
Yeah, Royal
that
Rumble.
one in. Yeah, the Rumble's my favorite. I just love it. I remember when Edge come back or Copeland come back at the Royal Rumble. I mean, just
Yeah,
before COVID, that was just a moment that we'll get into when the music hits in a minute because we'll talk about your
yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
Last one on this particular one, and I'm trying to think. Okay, this is probably going to be an easy one for you guys. David, start with you. Your three top wrestling theme songs of all time, not currently, of all time.
Okay. Edge,
Yeah,
Metalingus
yeah. Thank
up
you.
there. That one's absolutely incredible. I think that's probably my favorite. I love Rhea's one just because I'm a massive Motionless in White fan.
Mhm.
So anything with Chris Motionless, absolutely love. And oh my day. You know what? I used to really like Booker T's.
Fair.
It's so weird from the other, but I used to
Yeah.
really enjoy T's one. I don't know if it was because of the spinneroonie and like the pyro and stuff, but that was a good one for me.
Will,
For me, first off, it's got to be Triple H's. That just screams
what one?
classic to me. Um, you throw me there. His time to
The
play the game. Can't
yeah.
Time to
think.
play game. The game. Yeah, yeah.
Mine just went blank there. CM Punk's old theme.
Oh,
Really, really like that.
yeah, I forgot about that one.
Really
Yeah.
enjoyed that. And third and final, cool. I'll go Glorious. Bobby Rose
Glorious
all
is up.
day long.
Yeah.
You have
Glorious.
I
to,
think
right?
Cody's as well. Cody's is up
Oh
there.
yeah, that's what.
Yeah, Cody's is the one.
I'll stick Cody's in there. I'm a Cody fan. I can't
Yeah.
lie.
I'll throw a few curveballs into mine. Edge will always be up there. Obviously, Triple H's and stuff like NWO Wolfpack was a good one for me.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah,
love that Evolution from the Triple H
Yeah,
group.
that was a banger.
fair. Yeah,
That
Yeah.
was
that's good.
really, really good. I used to love.
No, Christian's theme. Christian's theme used to be amazing. I think Johnny Gargano's was good as well.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah,
like honorable mentions. Those two are like underrated, I reckon.
honorable mentions. Right, let's get into this because this is the music. This is what we're here for. So look, how does this? First things first. What got you into? I mean, obviously you are artists. You like making music, but what got you into that moment? When did you both decide? Wouldn't it be cool to create a cover song for wrestlers?
So when I started on my own. Will came in I think 3 months later, was it?
Yeah, three
I
months.
started around March, April time, I
I think
think.
a bit. I think it's about January time. I think.
That's when because I started doing just normal covers. So I do like A Day to Remember, Motionless in White, covers like that. And then I happened to do Kingdom by Downstate. And it's just because I've listened to Downstate for a long time. And when I had it, I was gonna just delete the video and not post it. I was like, oh, this is shit. I don't really. I posted it and it blew up massively. I was like, that's weird.
Hmm.
And then I went and did another one of Rhea's theme, and that did well. And I was like, oh, there's kind of a thing here. It seems to be a lot easier to do some wrestling ones. And it kind of just went from there. So then it started off being, did a metal version of Jey Uso's theme that kind of blew up, did a load of other things, then did the Rhea strip back, which is my highest on TikTok, which is 920,000 views or something.
Yeah.
And that's how that started. And
Hmm.
then would do a couple of originals, had some wrestlers coming, like independent wrestlers saying, oh, do you fancy doing a theme? I did one for a guy called Aleo Dreams. That was the first one. And then I was talking to Will, and Will was getting back into wrestling at the time. And I was like, honestly, this would be more fun doing it together because otherwise I'm celebrating the achievements I was getting kind of on my own.
Hmm.
Mm.
So it's like you do something, you'd sit there and be like, oh, this is cool. And you're like, shit. So then Will jumped in and did a couple of originals with me. And then we just went from there. It was just
Just
like,
haven't stopped.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
literally every day we either write an original or we do a cover. So every day we're doing at least one song. Sometimes there's one day we hit 8 in a day.
Wow.
Um, So we churn them out, and we've got into such a good rhythm, and we work so well together. It just kind of goes so quick. And even with Will being in England, like we'll just FaceTime, send over stuff. He'll send his bass over. I'll mix it in. But yeah, we got a really good work thing going on here.
Yeah.
We did one today. It took about an hour for the full process, just because he's
Mm.
actually here, so it made it easier.
Yeah.
But normally, like maybe 3 hours a day for each song we do.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Yeah, 3 hours to actually get like the song done, and then we sort of do our video parts, which doesn't usually take that long.
Yeah.
Send it over, put it all together, and that's the day done, sort of thing. And then we're on normally in the same day. We're planning for tomorrow, what we're
Yeah.
going to do, who we're going to do, who's popping off. Like it's just how it's gone is quite surreal, to be fair. From
Yeah.
5 months ago, from just putting up some covers to where we are now, it's just quite
And then
unbelievable.
like the list we look at, we made a list the other day of every wrestler or the actors or musicians that have liked, commented, shared.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And there's over 50 names of big people. Like you've got Rhea, Carrion, R-Truth, Trish Stratus. Then you've got the Motionless in White singer,
Alexa Bliss,
Alexa Bliss.
Jade, God,
It's Naomi.
Naomi.
The list is like we forget some of the names.
We
Like
do.
there's an absolutely ridiculous amount that we never thought would ever know who we are.
I think it's quite surreal for us as well because me and David, we actually were in a band about 10 years ago together, and we were really trying to push that band, and it just never really seemed to get where we wanted it to go, sort of thing. So coming into this and doing what we're doing now to get the reaction, the response we get, it's hard. It's just sometimes we have to sit and sort of be
Yeah.
like, this is actually happening.
And I
Like,
think the wrestling community is just such a great
they're
community. Like obviously you
incredible.
can get the ones that are very critical, but there's a
Yeah.
massive part of the wrestling community that are so supportive. We've had amazing people that are way bigger than us
Hmm.
give us advice, help us out, share our stuff. Anime Empire Studios, who does loads of anime drawings of wrestlers, has been absolutely phenomenal with us. He always
Yes.
messages, helps us out.
Hmm.
Saints of the Undead, that did Rhea's jacket and a load of other
Yeah.
people's. We did a theme for him recently. He talks to us quite regularly. He's awesome. Mr. Tesh,
Even
there's
to like Austin Romero. Austin, we're
yes,
Oh, yeah.
like we're in quite good contact with him back and forth, and to be as supportive as he is, to how do I say it? Like we feel like we're very low down on that sort of
yeah.
ladder. So for people like that to speak to us and say, "Oh, you're doing great," it's mind blowing. It really
Yeah, we still
is.
don't like in our eyes, we're still like these two guys from this small town in England, and we're like, there are people commenting on our shit. There's people like asking us to do things. There's people that are sending us like when we did our 30K post,
Mm.
because we couldn't believe we hit that in such a short time.
It's incredible.
And the comments on that are unbelievable. Like people saying how our songs have helped them in dark times, and seeing like that we're trying to do the videos and we're trying not to be emotional. So we're trying to like not tear up.
It is
It's
sometimes it's really difficult with like some of the stuff people have said to us, and it's like they feel like they seem to think that we're bigger than we are, so we're not going to
Mm.
respond or do it. But we're happy to do it for anyone
yeah.
who's willing to connect with us and commute with us. We're happy to do things for anyone.
100%. And it's like there's a guy called Glitch Artworks who does a lot of our arts for Spotify. He's
Yeah.
just done the art for the Carrion documentary.
Oh, okay.
Nicest guy you will ever meet, and we met him through this, and he's almost like family to us now.
He
We
is, he's
talk every
brilliant.
day. One of the nicest guys ever. Honestly, to give a shout out, he's the one we'd give like the biggest shout out to.
Yeah.
He's the nicest guy ever.
He really has. Like he helped push a lot of our stuff. Like with the carrion thing, he was
Mm.
the one that said you should do this thing. We'll get it pushed forward. We'll get him to collab. We did it, and the way it blew up was
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
still in
as
shock.
soon as we did it, Carrion followed us all. And my wife was on the version because Will couldn't make one of the versions. And
Yeah.
I had my wife and my eldest stepson do it. He followed my wife. We have a screenshot of my son playing bass, and it's got Carrion's name above because it's on his story. And we're
Yeah.
like, he's 11 years old, and that's the coolest thing for him ever. So
Bless his heart.
yeah, it's every day there's something new where we're just like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe we get to do this.
Well, you guys do it very well. I mean, they're credible. Obviously, from
Thank
my
you.
point of view, absolutely fantastic. But in terms of that, what are the components? Because sometimes, you may be doing it on a certain theme yourselves, and the theme may not fit the genre that you're doing. So how do you get around that?
So we did, what was it we did the other day? We did Stephanie McMahon's.
Yeah,
And we
Yes.
listened to the theme and we're like, how the fuck are we going to do this?
it's better.
And then we'll either have, will come up with a bass idea or I'll come up with a guitar idea. And we'll be like, we can make this work as long as we're in the key.
Hmm.
I know we dropped it down a bit just because the vocals I wasn't going to like pinch myself between the legs to
Yeah.
hit those notes. But yeah, it's
A lot of the times we sort of like, because obviously David's US, I'm UK,
Yeah.
so he'll just say like, can you just like sort of write something around this, like give us your ideas. He'll do the same, and then we'll give a FaceTime. We'll be like, right, I've got this, you've got this. Oh, okay, we like the sound of that, like the sound of that. Let's put it together, sort of thing. And that's normally how we come up with a track,
yeah,
sort of
we
thing.
always do the instrumental first.
Yeah, always
And then we can
instrumental.
normally tell if it will work by the instrumental, and then I'll do vocals last. Also, with a 2-year-old, she's normally asleep, so I'm limited to how much I can.
Yeah.
Because people have always asked, "Oh, why do you lip sync and not sing live?" I'm like, honestly, you just hear kids screaming in the background.
Yeah.
There's, but yeah, we just come up with an idea and we just go with it. And if we're not happy, we'll tweak it. I don't think we've ever scrapped an idea yet.
I don't think we have. There's some ideas we've got to, and we're a bit like, not sure it fits this kind of wrestler. So we'll just sort of have a look and see who could this fit, and we're like, oh, okay, that's perfect. That really does fit that sort of, like with the Carrion one. I know it keeps going back to it, but the lyrics in that song,
Very
for what's
relevant.
happening now,
Yeah.
they're so relevant, and we're like, we have to sort of like pinch ourselves and be like, how did we sort of come up with that before it happened? Do you know what I mean? It's really weird.
Also, the other weirdest thing, every time we've done a theme for someone, they've gone and won a title, which is the weird, like, I think except for a couple, we'll do a theme and then a couple of days later they've won a title. We're like, what the fuck is going on? Like we did for JD McDonough, and then Judgment Day won the titles. We did one for Naomi, then she's women's champion.
Yeah.
We did one for R-Truth, then he came back, and we're like, the timing's just unbelievable, because
really
then
weird,
that person's got so much searching going on.
Mm-hmm.
It brings everyone to a thing, and we've just been incredibly lucky.
Incredibly,
honestly,
yeah. I think the
certain
choices
stuff.
we've made with certain wrestlers have just really had that impact where, as you say, we've been so lucky to pick who we've picked at the times we've done it. So it's just sort of snowballed and just keeps going on. It's
Yeah, and
insane.
there are some that won't do as well on TikTok, but on Instagram they'll do really well. Like we did the John Cena Linkin Park crossover.
Yeah.
It didn't do great on TikTok, but on Instagram it got, I can't even remember how many.
I can't remember. It's definitely up there with like one of our top 5, top 10.
Yeah. And then the Cody Rhodes anime one didn't do great on Instagram, but it did like 70,000 on TikTok,
Yeah.
which for us, like honestly, anything above 10,000 is mind blowing for us still. We're
It's
still,
insane.
we don't take anything for granted. We'll reply to every comment to the point where TikTok actually banned us from replying.
Did they?
Yeah, so we'll go through, and like the Jey Uso cinematic we did was stupid amount of comments every hour, and we'll sit there, go through it, and then it says, you've replied too much in this space of time, you're on a 24-hour ban. So we're like,
Damn.
so we have to put a video out saying we're not ignoring you, we're just not allowed to respond.
I would have thought, considering like, you know, that it's all about engagement, right?
That's
You
what I
would
said.
not get banned for replying to people.
I couldn't quite believe it when it first happened, to be honest.
It's happened 3 times so far. Yeah.
And now we sort of, when we put a new video out, we'll sort of try and space those replies over that one day, just so it doesn't happen. So when we've got tomorrow's video coming out, we're not being penalized and we can't reply to anyone's comments. So, but I just feel like we have to reply. Like these people are the reason we're where we are now. So with us replying it, I think it just looks a bit shitty. So we're happy to, you know,
if someone's going to take a minute out of their time to watch our video and like and comment, the least we can do is reply in some way.
Of course.
If it's super busy on the comment section, sometimes we'll just put emojis, but we try to, if someone goes out their way to put a really long, nice comment, we'll give a big message back. Like I said, we don't take anything for granted. Like any share is all appreciated.
It is, massively.
And if people reach out to us and have full-on conversations with us, we'll follow them back. Like obviously you'll get some people to say, follow me back. And it's like, okay, but if you're going to like talk to us and actually have a conversation with us, we'll follow people back 100%, because we don't look at us as, we're just normal people.
I just feel like we're still the same two idiots from St. Neots. So to get we get, it's like I feel like I can't not reply. I'd feel bad in myself for not, you know. It's just crazy.
And we said in the 30K thank you video, we're like, literally, we can't do this without everyone who likes and shares and comments. Like even you said, you go through and comment, and every time you comment, we're like, this is fucking sick. We've got you don't have to do that. You don't have to go out your way to do that. And it's people can just hit the like button and stuff, which we still appreciate. But someone taking the time to actually write something, and even the negative comments, we won't ever get into an argument. We'll be like, completely respect it. Everyone's got different opinions and music taste, but thank you for commenting. Because again, you are helping the algorithm. You've still engaged with it. You could have just ignored it.
And that's the thing with music. Like we don't expect every person to love our themes. Like it's so subjective. So there's going to be people that, you know, especially some of the diehard fans, when we go and sort of change
up one of them.
If we go Like, well, we're sorry, we're just, but
Yeah.
everyone's got their opinion, and that's what I mean. They're entitled to it.
Because
So
if
this,
everyone had the same music taste, you'd have one band and everyone would listen to it. Like
Yeah,
you wouldn't get all the creative shit you get
hmm
if people weren't varied. So we understand that. We don't take anything to heart.
not at all.
It's it's
It's
just
the music business,
yeah,
isn't it?
just
yeah.
you just got to accept it.
No, you absolutely do. But have you ever made a theme for somebody and as fans commented you've made it better than what it currently is?
We So when we made Mike Rome's through Austin Romero, Mike
Yes.
Rome's, someone said for a ring announcer, this has no reason to be this good. Like, and we've done some, and the people have been like, "Why have you done this for this person? They don't deserve that." And we're like,
Prime example, the Stephanie McMahon. Like when we done that, people were like, "How have you made this good?" And we're like, "I don't know. How
"Yeah,
did
I
we make
know."
this good?"
Well, I mean, we're so critical of ourselves. There'll be so many we look at and we're like, "Oh, that's shit,"
Yeah,
but people love it, and you've just got to take the risk and put it out there. Because if you don't, there's always going to be someone that likes it, always going to be someone that doesn't. If you just keep it to yourself, like with the Kingdom one, when I first did that, if I deleted that, none of this would be happening.
that's it.
That one
So
moment, isn't it? That
yeah,
one
Yeah.
and you
moment.
never know who's going to see it. Like if we hadn't done certain songs, we wouldn't have certain wrestlers following us now, which is
Sometimes we put a theme up, like for example, Jade's theme. We put that up, didn't really expect anything to happen. It was not till about a week later, she just randomly comments on it, and we're like, "What?
yeah.
That's come across your page, and you've commented on our video. Like, it's just
We definitely
you're
have
on the
to.
TV."
Yeah, it's now got to the point where we watch Raw or SmackDown and we're like, they've spoken to us. They've spoken us. We have to take a moment every now and again to just be like, so
Mhm.
many people now know who we are just because they've either seen us or come across us, and it's
I think that's why I'm so grateful for the community that is the wrestling community, because
yeah.
being in different, areas of music for our lives, there's never quite been a community that are just as supportive as they are. It's unreal. Like to have the people that keep coming back and keep commenting, keep sharing it's just crazy.
That's the coolest. You see the same people coming back and they're
Yeah.
like, they're waiting for your next video.
hmm
So it keeps you going because you're like, there are people out there that really want to hear what we're doing.
That's our motivation.
And like
that
even
is.
you reaching out about the podcast, that as soon as that came through, we're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
someone wants to actually talk to us. That's so weird. Like,
Celebrate time.
yeah, because we're like, we bore each other. Why does anyone want to fucking talk to us?
I want to talk to you guys because you're extremely talented in what you do, and it's wrestling based as well, which is obviously what we are, which kind of helps that we can talk wrestling. But they are seriously incredible. We'll get to the Spotify bit in a moment, but of course we can't get there without playing another game, which I always like to do. It just cuts the chapters off, makes it easier. So this is word association. I'm going to give you a wrestler, and you give me the first word, or sentence that comes into your head when Z wrestler is mentioned. Will, you're going to get the first question today, and the wrestler in question to start with is Jeff Hardy.
Face paint. That's the first thing that came to my mind is
Yeah.
face paint. Everything about Jeff's look is just growing up watching that. I thought it was the most amazing thing. It really was.
That's who we're doing a wrestling party Saturday, and he's dressing up as Jeff Hardy with the full face paint.
Need to post that.
Yeah.
David, what's your one for Jeff Hardy?
The only reason I say this is because there was an interview with Matt Hardy, and he was talking about how he can't quite do the Swanton bomb anymore, and he called it a crouton bomb, and it's just stuck in my head now. I was like, this is the funniest shit I've ever heard. So that unfortunately, that's apart from that, it'd be like ladders and TLC kind of thing, but crouton bombs sticks. That does.
I just called him a crazy bastard because him and
That works as well.
yeah.
That works.
Apart from Darby Allin, anyway, that's the next one.
I saw the other day he was put in a body bag for
Last night. Yeah. He's put in a body bag. Yeah, I mean, he's climbed Mount Everest. He's gone through glass and been put in body bags. God knows what's going to happen next week in the steel cage.
Where he hasn't got a spine, I swear, because the way he takes bumps is just ridiculous. There's no way he should be alive.
No. Well, to be fair, I always say on this channel, I said if there's one person, and this is obviously I'm jesting when I say if there's one person that would end up in a wheelchair, it'd be him. But I mean that in jest, not in a serious. I don't want him to end up in a wheelchair, obviously. But yeah, that one. Okay.
Get up, walk away anyway. He wouldn't.
Yeah. I do want to see. I would love it, and I know it won't happen. But Darby Allin to take a Braun Breaker spear would be something I'd love to see.
Sell it like a mother.
He would.
I think Carlito's one is probably like the best so far.
That one, and what's the guy in the Royal Rumble? Speed, was
Oh,
it I Show
Speed.
Speed?
Oh my
Oh,
God, he got wrecked.
that was amazing.
Yeah,
He stood the wrong way,
he
didn't
didn't
he?
turn properly. He like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's ridiculous. That one is outrageous.
Right, crazy. Right, your one, David, first. MJF.
Oh, I think it's just Mike skills. Just
Mm.
it's not a single day where I don't get his promos come up on my TikTok algorithm. Like I could watch him talk for fucking hours.
Yeah.
He is just so good. Just and it's a shame because I would love to see him in WWE, but his character wouldn't work with like the restrictions and stuff. But
No.
he honestly in AEW, one of the top guys for me.
Mm.
Him and Will Ospreay,
Mhm.
like top guys for me. He is something else on the mic. He really is good.
He is. Will, what's yours now? Because he's giving away the
He
best
took it
ones.
straight out of my mouth. I was going to say, his mic skills are just honestly incredible. Like I could listen to him all day long, all day long. Do you know earlier we were talking about mic skills as well, and
Yeah.
another one that all comes to my mind is I really love LA Knight on the
Yeah,
mic. I think he's
Yes.
incredible on the mic.
yeah,
He really is. Where some people are not, they seem to think he's like trying to be a cross of The Rock
Yeah.
and
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold, but I think that's something that's good in the WWE. We need people like that. It's a great character to have in the WWE.
If you
So
can get over with one word,
exactly.
you're,
You're there.
you know,
Well, you got Yeet. Yeah.
yeah.
Too.
Everyone bashes Jey Uso as well, but like they got to those positions by being creative for shit, and it's like
They
it's
did.
stuck. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember back when it was like Rusev Day and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't think I was watching it at that point,
Mm.
but Rusev Day got over massively. Just
Yeah.
simple things like
Yeah.
resonate with the crowd, even with like, again back to Carrion, how he is just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you can hate on someone who's been creative enough to make a sentence or a word that popular.
No, yeah, of
No.
course. I get that.
My word for MJF is prick. Because he is. That is simply what he is on TV anyway. I don't know if he's one in real life, but that's the simple word that I would use to describe MJF because that's the character he plays, right? A complete
Not
prick.
far off.
A guy complete and utter. Right, another one. Let's change it up. You've mentioned her before, so David, Rhea Ripley.
Oh, fucking badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think was it WrestleMania? It was the one where her shoulder
Was it the
and
street
she was
fight?
smashing. No, it was before. She
No.
was smashing herself into the
Oh, that one at
announce.
SummerSlam when she come back for against Liv, and was it
She was
SummerSlam?
like slamming herself into the
Yeah.
ring post. And I was watching. I was like, "Holy shit, that is just fucking ridiculous." I think because before her, I always liked Paige. I always liked the alternative
Yeah.
Mhm.
kind of gothic because there wasn't really enough of that. The
Mm.
closest I had before that was maybe Ashley back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then Paige was fucking awesome, and then Rhea just took it to another level. Rhea
Yeah.
is just.
She's an incredible wrestler.
Well, I do wish they'd allow intergender matches just because her versus Dominic Mysterio would be fucking great.
That'd be
She
amazing.
would batter him. Like she is just. I think watching the Netflix documentary and seeing like how much anxiety she has as well. Like
Mhm.
she's so different when she's out in front of a crowd.
Yeah, she was on an interview and she said, like, I think the word that springs to mind because I've watched her documentaries is vulnerable because she really does seem like it's two different sides, isn't it? It's like a switch. It goes off. Like you see her get hounded at airports and she generally looks scared of I
Yeah,
mean, to be honest, people that do that fucking ridiculous anyway. But
yeah,
she does that and you see her backstage and she's having these anxiety attacks. And then this is my brutality. It's the next thing you know, she's this monster walking to the ring. Like it's incredible.
honestly, her and Io's match,
Oh,
Evolution.
yeah.
Holy, that's got to be up there for best match of the
Yeah,
year.
that was an
That's
incredible one.
honestly, and also because Naomi's spoken to us and messaged us and stuff. So
Yeah.
when Naomi catches as well, we're like, oh, that just tops it. This is
Yeah,
fucking
we'll
sick.
take that.
Yeah,
Will, what was your word for Rhea, by the way? We didn't get to.
My word would be brutal, I'd say, for Rhea. Like, I think one of my favorite matches this year from her, was it Raquel Rodriguez? They did the street
Yeah.
fight. That for me
Yeah.
was just incredible. That was a really, really good match. And her presence she has when that opening theme hits, I think it's one of the best in the wrestling business at the moment. It just the pop you hear when that Motionless in White song drops, it's just phenomenal. It really is.
Yeah,
Yeah, talking about that when a theme hits, we mentioned like Stone Cold and stuff like that, but you talk about like a Brock Lesnar as well. It's like when the theme hits, shit's about to go down. And that's what, regardless of what you think of Brock and all the stuff that's happened and yada, yada, yada. I was there in Miami when he returned after WrestleMania. I was fortunate enough, I've been to a few WrestleManias, been fortunate enough to go out there for a few. That was the last one I went to, and I will never to that today. It still gives me goosebumps when you were there. Cena kind of drops his hand because he's called The Rock out, and that music hit from Brock Lesnar, and I've never heard to this day, and I haven't been to the stadium shows that they do, so I can't necessarily, say this, but that was the loudest pop I have ever heard at a wrestling event in my life. And it's that one little beat can just make everything go crazy, can't it?
Yeah,
It can, it really can.
It,
yeah,
Like even the one at the SummerSlam, like just seeing John turn around to that theme dropping was
yeah,
like, oh my God,
yeah,
he's actually here.
yeah.
yeah.
That was
There was
yeah,
the one because I think when Brock come out at the Miami one, and I know it sounds stupid, but when he walked out, if
Mm.
you when it cuts away and then cuts back to him, and he does that thing with his shoulders and his chest kind of jiggled, and I think it was more because of the like having that goosebump moment, isn't it? Because of that
Yeah, yeah.
the thing is, I mean, this time he just walked out and kicked seven bells of shit out of him, which we knew he was going to do anyway. But that's going to be great. I want to just quickly chat about John Cena quickly before we move on to Spotify. Look, it's his last year in wrestling, and love him, hate him. I had a love-hate relationship with him. He supports Tottenham, so he's got brownie points. Straight
my
away.
dad's Tottenham.
So does Finn Balor, so he gets points. But whatever you think about him, and whether you love him, hate him, in between, we talked about Hulk Hogan recently and about the legacy that he's made, regardless of what you think about him. Personally, without wrestling, there wouldn't be Hulk Hogan. Or without Hogan, there wouldn't be wrestling, so to speak. What do you think John Cena's legacy will be to wrestling now, and how will wrestling miss him when he's gone in 3-4 months' time?
I think it's going to be a mega impact on the wrestling scene when John leaves.
Yeah,
Like for me, John is like the Hulk Hogan of my sort of era. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? We've grown up with him, we've watched him all through the years, and it's still quite weird to think that John's not going to be there anymore. I think it's
yeah,
going to have a hell of an impact on the scene, but he's got one incredible legacy to leave. In my opinion, John, yeah, he's that sort
yeah,
of growing up icon that I've always looked up to, sort of thing in the wrestling world, which is because he's just massive, isn't he? He is,
yeah,
yeah. He carried the company on his
he
back,
did,
like kind
yeah.
of like Roman did for
yeah.
like however fucking long he had the bet. It felt like 20 fucking years, but like Cena is just. You think about all the rivalries he's had with like
Hmm.
Edge, Randy Orton.
Yeah,
I would love for him to get to fight Edge before he
exactly
got
what
that
we
would
said.
be fucking
That
amazing.
would be incredible.
I think his fight against Cody was one of the best matches he's
That
had
was
on it. I
great,
thought
yeah.
it for his age and how long he'd been away. I thought that match was fucking awesome. I thought it
Hmm.
was
Yeah.
really good. And I think Cody's now the kind of person that's probably going to carry on from John, just because I can't think of a bigger baby face right now.
No, I think he's the most fitting, isn't he, to sort of carry on that, that legacy of
Yeah,
John. I can't think of anyone else that can even sort of step up to that mark at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Who is a babyface as well? I
yeah.
just couldn't think, picture anyone.
There are some heels that are up there, but as a babyface, I think Cody is literally the perfect
Mm,
person to fill that spot. And you look at there were pictures showing Hogan passing the torch to The
yeah.
Rock passing it to Cena, Cena now to Cody.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's one of those things because he said that after this is done, it's done. Because with like the Undertaker and stuff, you always knew, oh, he's probably going to come back. Goldberg, oh, he's probably going to come back. Brock Lesnar's back. When it hits, I think it's going to be like the last match is going to be emotional
Yeah.
for a lot of
And I
people.
do truly believe that he's adamant that this
Yeah,
is the end
Oh,
for
I
him.
think he will. Yeah, yeah. I think that's one thing with Cena is he's very true to the word, and I don't think
yeah,
he may like appear on WWE
Mhm.
TV, but he won't step foot and do. I don't think we'll see him give an AA to anybody or anything like that
No,
in the future, which is going to be an awesome moment. Who would you put him like if you had? I mean, you mentioned Edge there, David. And last question on this before we move to Spotify. Who would you put John Cena's last opponent? Brock's coming up in September, although it's not confirmed, so we can get rid of Brock out of the way. Who'd you be the last one?
I think he's all his a lot of his biggest rivalries. But I would have loved to see Kurt Angle, but Kurt Angle has said
yes.
there's just no way. It's just
He
Yeah,
could
that
not.
be
would
ref.
He could be. We'll take Kurt Angle's ref. We'll
yeah.
take that. Like, but I think for me, the last match, I would love it to be Cena and Edge because anytime I think about it, I think about when Edge won the belt and changed it to the spinner belt with
Yeah.
the RH
Rated
Super.
R. I've got
Yeah.
it. I've got it signed by him.
What the
Have
fuck?
you?
What are you?
What?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I took me ages. So I got the belt Um, they done a tour over here. He wasn't on it, but Jeff Hardy was. So I signed it with Jeff Hardy, and I laughed at him. I said, "Just a belt you're never going to wear." And then,
What do you mean you said that to him? What are you doing?
well, it got a funny look, funny enough, as well at the same time. And it took, and then I was going to take it to WrestleMania, and he fucking retired. And I was like, you inconsiderate fuck for retiring on me. Like, you only broke your neck for Christ's sake. And then years later, I got an email for not an email, but London Comic Con announced Adam Copeland and RVD was coming to London,
Mm.
and I'm like, this is the moment. And I finally got him to sign the rate. I got a picture of him posing with it as well. So he's got the rated R belt that he's signed. Rob Van Dam signed it before he did, but finally managed to get that, and it's got pride of place.
You get on this thing? What the fuck? It's ridiculous.
That is amazing.
Just casually like, oh yeah, Jeff signed it, RVD signed it. But like, for someone who I would have loved to have seen, which obviously can't happen, I think with everything they did in COVID, it would have been so nice to see Bray Wyatt and Cena on that farewell tour with everything they did. That would have been. It's one of those things like Eddie Guerrero versus Dominic Mysterio would have been fucking incredible.
Would have been phenomenal. Yeah.
If they'd been alive, it certainly would have come out that he was Dom's father. I think they would have done some kind of.
Yeah, 100% they would. But it's like those matches you think about and you're like, oh, what if that would have been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that brings us nicely to If I Wrote the Theme on Spotify, right? That is, you've kind of segued beautifully into that. Your first kind of list of songs come up, and with Spotify, this was volume 1. If We Wrote the Theme, it seems like quite a simple name, but did it take a while for it to? Did you have other names in mind, or
no, we were just like, what can we call it? That'll do.
Yeah, fuck it. It fits well enough, did it?
It was literally the first name we had. We're like, should we do this? Like. Yeah.
To be honest, we sent it. We come up with a name, and Glitch was speaking back and forth to us. And within about 5 minutes, he'd sent us an artwork with "If We Wrote the Theme." We were like, "That's perfect."
Yeah,
like,
literally, if we have a video out of a song within 5 minutes, he's already sent us an artwork. So he was like, "Love the name. I've got this idea." And then we released volume 2 as well. I think we're going to do one more, and then we are planning to release like an album that is not really wrestling themes, just an album of songs that we've written. Just to see what people think of it, just as if it was a band. It's just it'll be the same kind of style, like the kind of rock metalcore kind of thing, but there'll be like 12 tracks on it. Some of them have like more personal meanings, which is why they haven't been used as like themes. But if we wrote the theme ones, it was quite nice because it was just a selection of 5 short songs that we could put up, and if they got enough views and if enough people wanted them, we can eventually make them into.
Well, that's the thing. We didn't even really have a plan to release things on Spotify, but with the Insta and the TikToks just going so well, and people constantly saying, "Is it Spotify? Is it Apple? Is it Spotify?" We were like, "I think we should just, get out there."
The only issue with the covers, because we'd love to put everything we do on Spotify, but you pay for every cover you do for the license. Right. So that's what we did if we wrote the themes, because it's like they're original. We can get them up. We've been doing themes for some other content creators as well. Mike Rome's that we did, we were able to just put up because we wrote it. That's the only thing. So many people said, is this going on Spotify? For the cinematic ones, because they normally do really well, we'll put them up. Drew McIntyre one will be up next week. The CM Punk one, finally going to get around to finishing that one. Randy Orton one will go up, and then the Cody Rhodes one as well. So all the cinematics will go up. It's just a pain that every single one you've got to pay for the licensing. So it makes it a little bit, and it's a yearly payment. So if you have, I can't think how many videos we've done now. A stupid amount. Like if you're paying even like $10 for each one, that's going to add up over time when you keep doing it. So we have to be careful which ones we choose to upload. If it's like we did the Miz theme, it did really well on TikTok, but because it's very close to the original, there's not much point, because just go listen to Dance State. They're fucking phenomenal. Go listen to that one. If we change it up with cinematics, then it's worth it because it's a bit different, and it gives people a different version of it to have a listen to. I think we'll put the Cody Rhodes anime one up, and we might do the John Cena crossover one as well, as that got really well received. But that's pretty much why we did the EP, because we're like, look, we've done these originals. It gives people something to listen to. Yeah. And they've done pretty well for us.
They have, Spotify has done incredibly well for us. We sort of thought, because they're only sort of like minute themes, we'll only sort of get a couple of, maybe 100 or maybe 1,000 sort of listeners, but it just started going and going and going.
The Liv Morgan one, I think, cleared 10K, which for us is massive. Like, to some people, they'll be like, "That's it," but for us, huge. We thought we wouldn't even clear 100 views.
No.
Yeah.
So to have a song on there that has over 10K is massive for us.
Considering it's a minute long theme, it's just it's just mind blowing, isn't it? There's
It,
no, I don't, sometimes like now, I just get at a loss for words for it because I
Mm.
sit and think about it and I'm like, holy shit, that's actually happened. It's
Yeah.
just brutal.
and it's even like sitting here. There's been a couple of times I've been thinking, I'm like, we're doing a podcast about just random shit we've done. This is the weirdest thing ever. And like you've said, some of the people you've met and the people we've
Mm.
had on the podcast, and we're like, what the fuck are we doing? It's
Ah.
like,
No, you
so
guys are amazing. Honestly, that's what you do. Obviously, look, guy, they say they're small. In only the 474,009 likes on TikTok on yours, David. Anyway, only the 30 plus, well, 30,001 or
Yeah.
fans that
yeah.
you've got now
Well,
on
with
there.
my TikTok, because a lot of people think it's if we'd done it together from the beginning, it would have been a band name.
Mm.
But because he joined halfway through, if I'd reset it, it would have kind of completely.
Which I said from the get-go, because that was David's idea. He was like, right, let's make a new one. I said, no, like you've
Mm.
got a following here with the wrestling community. We'll put mine and your videos on there, and on mine, I just do like random tier list of wrestlers just to give people a bit
Which
of
are they are funny. The list is always fucked,
they're always
but
terrible. They are
it is.
terrible. But it brings the engagement, it gets people talking, and it's just a bit of a different side to us that
Yeah.
people can see us as normal people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I said, you keep that TikTok. We do
Yeah.
not,
No,
we don't get rid
I
of that.
completely look at it as it's our TikTok. Like
Mm.
I wouldn't still be grinding as hard if I wasn't doing it with Will, honestly, because we help each other keep
Hmm.
going. So yeah, there'll be sometimes people will tag only me and not Will, and it's like I can understand why, but it's also kind of annoying because
Yeah.
it is both of us, and he's in nearly every fucking video. So, like, we have had people come to us before, and they went through Will, and they've said, "Oh, can you get David to do this?" And I'm like, "No, because he used you to get to me.
Yeah.
That's not really okay. Like, it's a dual thing. You can see we're always collaborating on
Hmm.
Instagram.
Like we put it on like everything we have, it is David and
Yeah.
Will, Insta, you name it. So
Yeah."
it's just like again, I get it from some people's point of view what they're doing, but it is a joint enterprise sort of thing.
Yeah.
We do everything
Oh,
together.
like Will learned to play piano for the fucking, was it the Bray Wyatt one we did?
I think
The
yeah, the first
cinematic.
piano, yeah. I was like, he said, right, we need some piano. I was like, I'll go buy a piano.
He just went and got a piano, sat down, and he's like, "Well, this." I'm like, "Will, what the fuck? You've never played piano in your life." So he will sit there. He hadn't played actual guitar. He did bass, and then he's learned to do guitar. He's done some vocals on the All Gas No Breaks, Jacob for 2-1. I'm going
Mm.
to teach him to scream and stuff here, so we can get him more.
I just
Um,
feel like it's like something I need, like with the opportunity I've been given from David, I can't just sort of sit around and be like, right, I'll just do this, you do everything. So I'm like, right, what can I do? Let's write this, let me learn this, I'll have a go at that. And it helps, take the load off sometimes when David's got a million and one things going on,
yeah,
especially as there's a family and kids, blah,
yeah.
blah. So I'm just happy to learn, get more involved with it.
Yeah.
And
But this is one
right.
thing I've said to Will before. I was like, you need to stop thanking me and saying about the opportunities I've given you because I've given other people opportunities in the past and they've done fuck all with it. Like,
Yeah.
Will come along and not once has he even come close to letting me down with anything. He's done everything asked and more. He's learned multiple instruments. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is a complete 50-50 thing. I don't ever want him to feel like, oh, I'm kind of working for Dave. No, it's a joint thing at the end of the day. And that's what we try and push out to people so they don't like just tag me. It's completely 50-50. I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for Will like helping with this workload because a song a day is quite it's quite a lot.
Quite something. Yeah.
Yeah, and
No,
we
it
do it
really
all us. So like the mix, the master, everything from start to finish is just us.
Mm-hmm.
So without Will, it would be incredibly hard to have that kind of
I find it like hard to like sort of congratulate myself. It's a weird one. I've never really been like one to be like, oh yes, Will, you've done good. But one thing I'm generally proud of us is that we have not put a single penny into this. This
Yeah.
is all organic growth that we just, we started off as just because we like wrestling. We like
Yep.
wrestling music. So we just started off as like I guess a hobby. And the way it just carried on going just motivated me more to want to be better at what I'm doing. And, just
it is ridiculous when we think about that and we see the numbers come up. Like TikTok's coming up to 8 million views in total. And
is.
we're like, we haven't had to pay a single thing here. We haven't put any money into promoting a video, nothing. It's literally just word of mouth. People
Yep.
see it, they share it.
And that's where I go back to again with the wrestling community being so supportive. Like we've done bands, we've done our own solo stuff. Like it doesn't come close to the support you get
Yeah.
from a community like this. It's just
And that's why we're so grateful because if it wasn't for everyone who's commenting, liking, boosting the algorithm,
we'd probably be on to another project, wouldn't we?
yeah, we'd just be like, You know, it's absolutely ridiculous when you think about the numbers and how it's got here. And Will's been doing it maybe 5 months, 4 months now.
Yeah, in fact, I think it's come up for 6 months that we've been doing this for, but both of us music wise, God, I can't even say how long we've
Oh,
been doing.
music wise, I started when I was 13. I'm now
Yeah.
30, but so I've been in so many different projects and stuff.
Hmm.
But this has been by far the most enjoyable. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like a chore. It's
It
like,
doesn't feel like work. It just feels like a genuine hobby that we're both just interested in. So there's no point where I get up in the morning, I'm like, oh God, I've got to write another theme.
yeah.
I get up and I'm like, right, what are we doing today? Who are we doing?
Yeah, no, it's really cool. And he'll write some stuff sometimes. I'm like, fuck's sake, Will, this is horrible to play on guitar. He's like, no, so no, it's really cool. And then having people like you reach out to us and talk to us is just you meet such cool people doing this as
Hmm.
well. I think that's the best bit. It's like just the whole community is unreal.
I don't think I've met a single person in this community that's even been close to being an answer. Everyone's
No,
just so kind and so willing to support. It's incredible.
yeah.
It's been brilliant. Right, as we wrap up, guys, first thing, you got engagement, but we want to get you some more. So where can people find you on social medias and listen to that amazing? We've already mentioned it, but what are your social media tags, so to speak?
So we on Twitter, or X it is now known as, we are called at Will and David Themes. We have YouTube now, so we're doing YouTube Shorts. That's
Are
Will
you?
and David.
Oh, I
Yep.
need to follow that now.
Uh,
Sorry, I
we've
haven't done that yet.
got obviously our TikToks, which is David
TikTok.
James Bartolome and Will Scarr. What else are we posting on at the moment?
Instagram is again, I think mine is David Bartolome Music,
Yeah.
and
Mine's just Will Scarr. Yeah.
um, I think that's all of them. I
I
think
think there's what's
we got
that?
Facebook as
YouTube.
well.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've got a Facebook page, Will and David as well. So I think pretty much anywhere where you can share something, we're on there.
And then on Spotify and everything, it will always come up. You can search either of our names. If you search Will
Yeah.
Scarr or David Bartolome, it'll come up with everything we've worked on together.
Yeah.
There's a couple more on my one just because the few I released before Will got involved.
Hmm.
But 90% of our discography is under both of our names.
So make sure, everybody, that you are following, because what these guys are doing is nothing short of incredible. If you love your wrestling and you love your cover songs, you love your songs even, you need to be watching or listening to this wherever you guys are around the world. Guys, take a breather. I need to inhale because I've got quite a bit to promote here. So I'm very sorry that I'm going to bore you for the next couple of minutes. But big thanks to Luke Gallows. Big thanks to Brian Cage, the last two guests that we've had on the show. But coming up on the show, we talk about social media. I'm bringing back one of our episodes called the Top 10 with a TikTok star with 4 million likes. So just a few more than us and everybody else. Her name is Renee. She plays wrestling games on TikTok. So it was just a logical choice to bring back. Also, next week, we're going to be back with the NWA with Jack Talos. He's coming on. I want to find out about his WWE trial that I never knew that he had, which is interesting. UK star Tommy Tanner is coming on as well. Following that up, we're at Forbidden Door, as everybody knows. You probably would have seen it. We've got the media credentials, so we'll be in the press conference. So hopefully we can film from the press conference, which will be great. And then coming up the following week, NWA Women's Television Champion Tiffany Nieves will be joining us. Gannon Jones from Exodus Pro. We've had a lot of love for Exodus Pro, so thanks to EC3 and everybody for your words of encouragement and praise. And finally, September the 21st, dates in everybody's diary. Will, if you're in England and you want to come to this, it's in Boreham Wood. It's called Buckle Up Free. It's our show with Ignite Wrestling Pro. Our championship will be on the line as well. Aluna will take on Alexis Falcon on there. We've also got WWE tryout Will Cruz on the show as well. And we've just announced today the return of the Vulture Spike Trevay to Ignite, which last time was all kinds of chaos. So I can't wait to see what he brings to the show this time as well. They also beat Taylor James against the spectacular twat Charles Crowley. He will be, yes, that is real. Yes, that's what he is. He'll be on the show as well. So we're looking forward to all of that. I can exhale now and thank you both for coming on the show. It's been wonderful to talk to you. Keep up that amazing work. I am going to find you on YouTube in a second, so you'll get another couple of follows from myself and the team. It's been wonderful talking to you. I can't wait to hear your next lot of themes. As you say, the McIntyre one, the Punk one, so keep a lookout for that. Guys, this has been the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast with Will and David, with me, your host, Adam Cousins. Until next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, goodbye.